Private member statements. I call the member for the Upper Hunter.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to inform the House of the intolerable situation in the historic Burdekin Park on the New England Highway in Singleton. For many years, the bats have been terrorising the locals and visitors to the park, taking up residence. About 14 or 15 years ago, they have effectively rendered the park useless and in fact dangerous to people's health. Unfortunately, the legislative and bureaucratic processes required to do something with these bats is unnecessarily complicated in terms of the requirements for dealing with these animals. My view is simple: relocate or eradicate. The problem is, it is not simple. And to date, no one seems to care enough to get past the frustrations of the process and make the changes required to allow relocation or eradication in a timely and humane manner. On the Office of New South Wales Environment and Heritage, or the OEH website, it states, "The Flying Fox Camp Management Policy 2015 empowers local land managers, primarily local councils, to work with their communities to manage flying fox camps effectively. This policy was developed after public consultation in late 2014. One contributor to that consultation was Singleton Council, the body responsible for the management of the grey-headed flying fox colony in Burdekin Park. In its submission, the Council states, our concern with the proposed policy is that the media coverage has raised the expectations of our community to believe that the total dispersal of the colony will be achievable, which is level 3 action, when it is highly unlikely given the nature of the colony and the necessity to gain approvals from both state and federal government agencies. As I mentioned, in New South Wales there is a camp management policy that has the basic principle providing that the management of the camp has the responsibility of the landowner. For public land, it is often the local council. It provides a framework within which the OEH will make regulatory decisions. In particular, the policy strongly encourages local councils and other land managers to prepare camp management plans for sites where the local community is affected. The policy identifies 3 levels of management activity. Level 1, routine management of the camp, such as trimming vegetation. Level 2, establishing and maintaining buffers around the camp. And Level 3, active dispersal of the camp. The Level 3 activities are not always appropriate in all situations, and the policy provides further details on issues associated with dispersal. OEH will approve actions identified in the camp management plans under the provisions of the Threatened Species Conservation Act. Level 3 actions require a higher level of assessment to be approved. Now, this all seems very logical, but wait. Now there are Commonwealth Government requirements at Level 3 stage. In particular, actions that are considered likely to have a significant impact on the grey-headed flying fox must be referred to the federal government. Activities that may have a significant impact may include proposals to disperse camps, move or shift camp boundaries, or clearance of important roosting or foraging habitat. Madam Speaker, the community in Singleton have had enough. 14 years of buck passing and inaction is more than enough, and I'm calling on both the state and federal governments to remove the barriers to action. If the landowner is responsible for the management of and/or the relocation of a flying fox colony, then let them do it without having both their hands tied behind their backs. Allow a much more streamlined process for dealing with bat colonies. Bring back common sense and return the public urban space to our community members. In my electorate of Upper Hunter, I believe we could assist by creating new habitat areas over time on mining lands, for example, during the process of rehabilitation. Some people believe that the bats relocate because their habitat is destroyed. If that is correct, then we can fix it. Of course, other people believe that we should do nothing and the bats should be allowed to stay where they land and set up camp and destroy the local amenity. I'm far more pragmatic. I accept that there are experts that believe the bats are vulnerable and threatened. I have no reason to not believe those experts. But my message is simple: relocate or eradicate the bats, and if the landowners are responsible for a bat colony that has flown in to set up camp, take away the barriers to managing the problem and actually empower the communities, don't just talk about it.